We're finally here for Masters 8. Welcome to my Pokemon Journeys, episode 115, The Curtain Rises, the Masters Tournament review. And well, this will probably be a doozy. I actually really like this episode, but I know a lot of people don't already. Immediately we start with the Rival of Hop. This is so sick, man. He's a great rival in the games, and while he won't be serving that role here, he challenges Ash to a battle. Of course, knowing Ash is in Masters 8, and well, he promptly gets his Wooloo one-shot by Pikachu. That's when he mentions that he's Leon's brother. We've known that he's existed since Go hung out with Sonya last. But it's also really cool to just find out about Leon's talked about Ash, which actually gets Ash hyped up. And the episode just gets even better as Team Rocket are in disguise at Wyndham Stadium vlogging the World Championships. We're really here to try and steal strong Pokemon, and this is awesome! So firstly, we only had 3 appearances of them in this series in 2022. We're in June now, so this is like their 4th, and that's insane. But it really harkens back to the old Pokemon Leagues where they'd show up and be doing something like vending, and we'll be getting a lot of content, so good one, Journeys. I'm in a fun scene as Ash is running to the changing rooms as Iris catches up to him. A brief moment to talk, but enter a room filled with serious adults and Alan. The stage is set. The Masters 8 will come out one by one, and bang a moment, Ash is referred to as the Alola champion. This is awesome, and honestly, I'm very glad they held on to it for now. If they mentioned he was champion against Karina or something, would it really have the same impact as it coming up on the big stage? And plus, it comes after the episode where Ash went back to Alola and had the Battle Royale, so it's fantastic. I also really like that when Iris is called up after Ash, Go just cheers for her just as he does for Ash. It's a really neat way to show how friendly they are with each other. No way they didn't spend some time to become friends off screen last time she showed up. The last one I'll talk about is coincidentally number 6 Alan. You get an idea of what he's been doing as he's become famous for excavating Megastones and winning the Kalos League. It's meant to show that even research-oriented goals get respect here. Ash's little nod to him was so raw, it tells you all you need to know about their history. So we have a tournament with champions, and look, Alan counts technically. He's a league champion, which went on to go face Diantha for the title of the region champion. It's confusing how the anime does things, but it makes for a good bracket, I guess. And everyone has to battle through the bracket. Leon doesn't get a free pass to avoid fighting. And the bracket is randomized, so starting with Alan versus Leon, Lance versus Diantha, Iris versus Cynthia, and ending with Ash versus Steven. And I love seeing that Ash is up against Steven. This has been in the making for 19 years, and Steven says they finally have a chance to battle. It's awesome. I'm so excited for this. There's a really great little moment with Iris where we talk about Ash going to go sit with Go and Hop instead of hanging out with all the champions. And when Iris asks if she'll be going, she wants to get a picture with Cynthia and Diantha. It's a cute little moment, to be honest. It's just a nice moment to see champions talk with each other. Lance asks Steven about knowing Alan. Steven expresses worry for Alan, considering Alan is going up against the strongest. But we're getting into a battle. Leon and Alan walk into the stadium, and Leon throws off his cape. Alan gets credit by the announcer for supporting Professor Sycamore's research, and we cut to Lumio City, where Sycamore and Manon, sorry I haven't seen the XY dub, so I don't know how to pronounce her dub name, they're watching the battle. I can wish they were here in the stadium, but that feels like a reason to not get their voice actors back. Fine, I get it, at least they're shown, because I love Alan's relationship with those two. So it's a 3-on-3, 1 gimmick. Out comes 2 Pokemon we haven't seen from these guys. Chestnut from Alan and a Rillaboom from Leon. Man, this is amazing. I'm a big grass starter, guys. Having these two up here fighting on the stage of the strongest is incredible. Chestnut is really fantastic considering Alan's relationship to a member of a Chespin line. While Leon gives some proper representation to a 1 fully evolved Galar starter to not get love in this series. And it made me laugh when Leon immediately recalled Rillaboom and Gigantamaxed it after blocking a Hammer Arm. Actually reminds me a lot of VGC players, like Dynamaxing turn 1 as well. It's great. So Gigantamax Rillaboom fires off a drum solo into Chestnut's Spiky Shield. He can't block all of the damage, but he can tank them. This is a role Alan has prepared Chestnut for in this battle. Leon has a super effective move though, Max Airstream, which Alan is able to maneuver around with Gyro Ball. This impresses Leon and the other champions in the waiting room, but Diantha is very aware that Rillaboom will move faster now. Max Quake blocks a Pin Missile, then Rillaboom makes use of acrobatics to take out Chestnut. This was a cool matchup. I actually really dig how Alan had a specific plan for his Chestnut and what it needed to do, and was able to prevent Leon from getting the most out of his Gigantamax. He lost the match up in the end due to Rillaboom's pure strength, but he prevented a much worse loss. Alan doesn't let up and sends out his ace Charizard, which Leon admires the look of. He wants to see Charizard's strength. Rillaboom uses Drum Beating, and Alan responds with a new move from Charizard, Flare Blitz. This takes down Leon's Rillaboom, which is something we've never actually seen another trainer do. Alan has proved that Leon isn't invincible by taking down one of his Pokemon. But it's definitely about to get a lot more challenging Alan, as Leon sends out his absolute ace Charizard. It's a Charizard battle, but not for long, as Leon's Charizard is able to keep distance with Air Slash, so Alan recalls Charizard and sends out his new Pokemon, Malamar. But it doesn't really last long, as Charizard is able to grab Malamar out of his throat chop and finishes Malamar in one shot with a Fire Blast. So Charizard is out once more, and it's revealed that Alan had a dream to fight Leon's Charizard to sparse it. So out comes Alan's Charizard's Mega Evolution into Mega Charizard X. I really like how hyped Ash is about this. And it's up against Leon's Charizard without a gimmick. We get a really wonderfully animated clash, but it does not last long. So Leon's Charizard has moves like Ancient Power and Dragon Pulse prepared, which very quickly deal with Alan's Charizard. I know that this is a scene that many hate, but I honestly don't. Alan's Charizard probably has the single best set of feats in the Masters 8, aside from like Ash's Pikachu, so he's a natural opponent for Leon. It vindicates that Leon isn't only strong because he can Gigantamax. He's actually more than capable of bodying incredibly powerful opponents without it, and naturally sets the stakes up far higher because we all know how strong Alan's Charizard is. It's only gotten stronger since X and Y. I do fully understand why some people are upset though, because I would have loved to see a battle have a full episode dedicated to, rather than having it forced into the opening ceremony. Alan's a fantastic character, and he did deserve more screen time, but I still left satisfied with what we got because I also think Leon's fantastic, and really letting him show off his strength big time is amazing. Alan and Leon shake hands, Manon's upset back in Kalos, Alan vows to retrain to meet Leon again, and Lance and Diantha prepare for their battle by asking each other not to hold back and head to the battlefield. We also have some fun Team Rocket moments as they just vlog the result and they're really happy to announce the second battle, but their Rotom phone switches off as it's tired. It's hilarious, it's the only Rotom phone with a personality, so I appreciate seeing it. I so appreciate seeing Melpico hit a Pokebean. Alola just keeps on winning. So honestly, I really thought that this was a good episode. I do have problems with it. As I mentioned after the result of the battle, why was this battle not a standalone episode? I mean, the result would be the same, but not having Alan go down so quick would have been a great too. The result of splitting the opening of a tournament and the first battle is that we'd have a chance to see more of our champions interacting with each other. Like, how could you not want that? We don't get to see anyone's reaction to Ash being the Alola League champion. We could have had a fun joke about Ash beating Wallace from Steven. We could have had Iris meeting one of Ash's old rivals, or even have her meet Lance after being so well acquainted with Claire. You just get a lot out of taking their time with this one, as each episode from here on out looks like it'd be a full episode per battle. I mean, there is a potential reason that they weren't originally going to show the Masters 8 matches aside from Ash's, so it probably led to a bit of a rush to get these battles together. I don't know, man, I'm guessing, I'm going with that. And I mean, I get it. Alan's been gone from the anime for like, what, 6 years now? I get why people would not like his treatment here. He and Ash did promise to battle again like Ash did with Paul and Gladion, yet Ash doesn't get a chance to battle Alan again. In some sense, I think it's sort of a good thing since Alan was his own protagonist before meeting Ash, and not keeping Alan tied to him is great. His character did not revolve around Ash at all, so it doesn't need to revolve around Ash here. But still very reasonable that there's a lot of disappointment. The Leon fan in me is super happy to see how he was portrayed here. His immediate use of Dynamax with Rillaboom threw off what people probably expect from Leon battling, and as he put it, he's fulfilling the champion's duty of amping the crowd up by doing that. It's cool that while Alan had a way to make his Chestnut more agile with Gyro Ball, Leon was able to make use of a speed boost from Max Airstream to put it down. I like when they show off the effects of Max moves. Charizard also got to show up what an absolute beast it was. I think a lot of people forget that Charizard beat Eternatus before Eternatus got a second win with Gala Particles, so it's always at a high level, and it's been fighting off Leon's powerful opponents since to defend that title. Charizard is powerful, deserved to be portrayed as such. Is it a shame it came at Alan's expense? Sure. Did I still enjoy it? Sure. And you know, I think Alan should have probably been on the back foot for the whole battle regardless of how long the episode was. He never had a shot to begin without winning. But he showed how smart he was with Chestnut going up against Rillaboom. So if Alan's Charizard maybe tanked a few more hits while not really inflicting much damage against Leon's Charizard, I'd be pretty content. So yeah, I don't really want to try and force anyone to like this battle. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. I fully understand. But the Leon fan in me really enjoyed seeing him re-establish his strength and also escape the complaints that he's only won before because of his Gigantamax Charizard. That will be all for me today. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you next time, hopefully.